Jonathan lived in a town. He worked in a private firm in an important post. He lived with his wife, Amelia, and their 2 kids. Mike was in 8th grade. He loved sports and cartoons. Julie was doing her O-levels. Her dream was to get an MBA degree from Australia. Her exams had started. She stayed in her room most of the time. Books were always open on her table. She studied day and night. One night, Julie rushed to the dining table. She pulled out a chair and sat down quickly. She scooped some rice onto her plate and added a bit of chicken. She grabbed a piece of bread with one hand while sipping water with the other. Jonathan looked at her and laughed.
Slow down, Julie. The food's not running away.
Amelia turned from the kitchen, wiping her hands.
Don't rush, sweetheart. At least chew your food.
Julie smiled between bites.
I've got so much to study. After my O-levels, I want to go to Australia. Uncle James said I can stay with him. I want to study there and do my MBA.
Mike looked up, surprised.
Australia? That's so far.
Jonathan looked at Julie and smiled.
Sure.
Julie finished her food quickly and went back to her room. Julie had finished her O-level exams, and a few days later, the results came out. She passed with good marks. That evening, the family sat together in the lounge. Amelia brought in a cake and served it with tea. Julie looked at Jonathan.
Dad, do you remember your promise?
Jonathan smiled.
I remember. I will make the arrangements. You can stay with your uncle. Or in the hostel.
Julie smiled.
I want to stay with Uncle James. It's his wish too.
Jonathan nodded.
All right.
Julie's dream was getting closer to reality. The night before Julie's flight, Amelia and Mike were sad. Jonathan stayed calm, but Julie's eyes were full of tears. Amelia put food in front of Julie.
Promise me you will eat on time,
she said softly. Mike tried to joke, but tears slipped down his face.
Mom, she will eat. Don't worry,
he said with a shaky laugh. Julie wiped his tears.
If you cry, I won't go.
Jonathan smiled.
Don't worry. Soon, you will be back with your MBA.
Julie nodded, wiping her tears. Amelia and Mike smiled, though it was hard. That night, Jonathan walked into Julie's room. He sat down beside her.
Julie. Listen to me carefully.
He said.
If anyone offers you anything on the flight, don't take it. It could be dangerous. You've heard about problems that can happen on planes.
Julie nodded.
I will take care, Dad.
Jonathan kissed her forehead and left. The next day, they reached the airport. After check-in and immigration, Julie waved goodbye to her family. She then walked towards the gate and boarded the plane, her heart full of both excitement and a bit of nervousness. Julie settled into her seat, and an old lady was already sitting beside her. The woman smiled gently.
What's your name, sweetie?
Julie smiled.
I'm Julie. And you?
I'm Mrs. Elizabeth,
The woman replied.
but you can call me Aunt Elizabeth.
Julie nodded.
I'm going to Australia for my MBA.
Aunt Elizabeth's eyes lit up.
How nice. My daughter lives there. She just had a baby boy, and I'm going to visit them.
She pulled out her phone and showed Julie pictures of the baby. Julie leaned closer, looking at the pictures.
That's so sweet.
Aunt Elizabeth nodded, her face glowing with pride.
You must come visit us.
Julie smiled.
Sure.
After a while, the air hostess served meals. Aunt Elizabeth offered Julie a sandwich. Julie shook her head.
No, Aunt.
Aunt Elizabeth smiled.
At your age, you can eat more. I can't eat so much now.
Julie hesitated but then took the sandwich. Aunt Elizabeth offered her juice.
I just drink water.
Julie smiled and took the juice. Aunt Elizabeth then took out a small medicine box and took her pills. Just as she finished, the announcement for landing came. Aunt Elizabeth tried to pack but couldn't. Julie said,
Aunt, let me help. I can put some things in my bag.
Elizabeth handed her a toiletries box. Julie packed it into her bag. But she tucked one tube of toothpaste into a corner of her bag. The plane began to land. After they checked out, Julie gave the toiletries box back to Aunt Elizabeth. She waved goodbye and went to meet Uncle James and his family. They hugged and headed to their home together. After reaching Uncle James' house, Aunt Laura smiled.
Go, freshen up.
Julie went to the washroom. She grabbed her toothpaste and squeezed a bit out. But suddenly a small diamond rolled out. Her eyes widened in shock.
Oh. It's Aunt Elizabeth's.
She whispered, squeezing more. Another small diamond appeared. Julie rushed to Uncle James and told him everything. Uncle James immediately called the police. The officer arrived soon. Julie handed over the toothpaste tube. The officer spoke.
Miss Julie, you could have been in prison if that box was caught during checkout.
Julie lowered her head.
Sorry, officer.
The officer smiled.
It's all right. Thanks for your help. That woman will be caught soon.
With that, the officer left. And Julie breathed a sigh of relief. Moral: don't trust strangers, especially when traveling.